person. Tell us a bit about Sqor, Brian.
Sure, yeah, it's a social network built just for sports. Really a focus around the athlete and the fan base that's a fan of the athlete. What we do is we look at creating opportunities for the athlete economically. We do a revenue share with the athlete, which is part of the reason that attracts them to our platform. Plus, we're just focused around sports and around the athlete themselves. They all have an ecosystem around them, so we built business intelligence tools that help them get smarter, help them really learn more about what the athlete really, their impact is and what their value is. And then with that, we have the platform that's the marketing platform to it as well. And so once you know all that information, then we have a way for the athlete to turn it on and begin to really make some money from something that they've been doing ordinarily that they don't make money for.
So Brett, you're an NFL legend and you know all about playing on the field and you're transitioning to business off the field. How is this platform different than other social media mediums?
Well, I think in the business model that Brian and the team have come up with that gives you the opportunity to make money and with your brand is, to me, is the biggest thing about Sqor. Because you know, there's not a whole lot of difference in just the grand scheme of things, but being able to offer this, as Brian says, these tools and relationships that otherwise they would not have had. They're just posting, you know, hey, how you doing? This is something that will allow present, former athletes, also athletes that are in not so, your mainstream, your NFL, your MLB, we know those, but what about the Iditarod champion?
Right.
What about the world champion ping pong? Mexico. Well, I mean, I get a kick. I always talk about that because for them, this is huge.
Right. Well, I can tell you as a Sqor platform member, it's really amazing how all the athletes are so interactive, from
Absolutely.
less known to more well-known players such as yourself. So it really is curated content for your subscribers. But Brian, in terms of how it impacts the athlete, because everyone makes money off the athlete and the athlete never does, how is this positively impacting them from a business perspective?
Well, just by creating the opportunity is the first step towards it, right? So our platform does generate the revenues, and then with those revenues, we share all those revenues, or half of those revenues, back to the athlete. And so I think first it creates an opportunity for them, and then in doing that, it also then, once you have that established, it unlocks other things. And so, for instance, the digital media spend is a big bucket of money that for the most part, athletes have been cut out of or haven't been invited to that party. They were on endorsements. Well, now the endorsement deal happens. And then you can say, after you've done the endorsement part of it, you've done the video or the commercial shoot and what have you, well then that brand is going to go out and spend a lot of money promoting it across the media channels. Well, now you can say, hey, we want to have X percentage of these media dollars spent at Sqor Sports, because that platform also, I get a revenue share out of that deal.
So you have the advertising and you have social gaming and so forth that ties it all together. But Brett, crowdfunding is a really interesting component of Sqor, and you could tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, this is relatively new. Brian came to me, I would say, late summer,
yeah,
4 or 5 months ago, and he actually said, you know, we're going to launch this crowdfunding, and I'll be honest with you, I was like, I'm not real sure what you're talking about. But there again, the opportunity to make money for your favorite charity. It is something that I know a lot of guys is very important to, as it should be. And not to mention, if you're in the process of maybe starting a charity, where do I go? Well, you know, that's something that Sqor can help with. And so we raised, in a short amount of time, I'd say $12,000.
I think that's, yeah.
You know, I mean, really short amount of time. And I just thought it was an awesome addition to what we were already doing.
And finally, Brian, where do you see growth going forward?
Well, I think the big growth for the business is we're continuing to add athletes globally, but we're getting ready to really turn up the effort and the focus around e-commerce. We're really an e-commerce and content platform. Memorabilia is a place we're going to be getting into here very, very soon. Brett's going to the Hall of Fame very soon, and you're going to find, if you want Hall of Fame merchandise for Brett Favre, you're going to get it at Sqor Sports, and that's where you're going to be able to get it. So I think the growth opportunity is e-commerce, memorabilia, sponsorship and advertising will always still be there. But I think those are the things that are the most exciting to me.
Okay, thanks very much, Brian. Thank you very much,
you.
Brett.
Thanks for having us.
From the NASDAQ Market Site in the heart of Times Square, I'm Jill Malandrino for The Street.